Perfect. So tonight's live, this training, I think is probably the most important one that I've done all year. It's more important than revamping your metabolism. It's more important than, figuring out calories or having the right diet plan. It's more important than, oh my gosh, exercise to me. Because if you get this one thing, just showing up consistently is going to be so much easier. You're going to see progress so much faster. And I am super excited to share it with you. If you were invited and you read any of the details, you already know. But I want to know, where are you guys at right now? If you could put in the comments, I want to know on a scale of 1 to 10 that you are on a plan right now to lose weight, feel great doing it. I want to know how confident you are in your plan right now. So if you guys are in the chat, and there is a little delay from the Zoom to the Facebook. So if you're watching on Facebook, or, if you guys have confidence in your plan right now, give me a thumbs up or that heart emoji. If you do not have any confidence, if you don't have a plan, if you've been off and you're trying to get back on, let me know there. Just type in the comments off, or give me a 10 out of 10 if you're super confident in it. Awesome. 7. All right. It's not bad. Anyone else? Or is everybody super shy tonight? 7. I'm not confident in my own plan. I'm confident in Kaylee's. Oh, very cool. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. Awesome. Here we go. All right. So, not super confident in the plan. I think that's probably the most important thing in the world right now, is to have confidence in your plan, because if you don't have confidence, getting it's going to be really challenging. I'm not going to lie, because if you set up and you're like, I'm going to eat clean, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to do, I'm going to go for runs, I'm going to go for walks, I'm going to increase my steps, I'm going to go do, volleyball league or whatever. And the second that life happens and you get kicked off, or you go to a wedding and you enjoy some drinks, or you go on a vacation and you don't want to get back to your plan, if you don't have confidence in your plan, you're never going to come back to it. And that's just kind of like the hard truth of what I've noticed over, years of coaching. And people are on this on again, off again plan all the time. And it's the reason that you see some initial success, you get frustrated from the lack of results, and then you fall back. So I would bet to argue that confidence is way more important than even motivation or discipline. And I don't think that's a popular opinion right now, because, if you go on Instagram Reels or whatever, and you're seeing like everyone needs to be more disciplined, motivation, all this good stuff. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons that we have an obesity epidemic right now. I think it's a big issue. People on average lose 30 pounds, but somehow our obesity rates get higher and higher. And that's every year. The average American attempts and fails 6 diets in a year. So if you're the average American, you've already started and failed, we're 9 months into the year, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. And if that's true, I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. But what are you gonna do? Keep trying the same thing and hoping for different results? Because that's not gonna get it done either. So what I would want you guys to do is, you got to have these 2 things to build confidence. And I'm gonna keep it super short tonight. All right, the 2 things that you need to do to build confidence are: 1, you got to do what others don't think you can do. And the reason I love that one so much is because if someone has doubt in me, I already have some inherent doubt in myself. But if I show up and I figure it out and I do it myself, when someone else doesn't think that I can, it feels good. It kind of like, it stokes the fire, and that it kind of builds you up. And there's only one more thing that you could do to build confidence that's more powerful than proving to other people that you can do what you say you're going to do. And that's proving to yourself every day that you do what you do. You say, or you do what you say you're going to do, is hands down the best thing that you can possibly do. But how many times have you guys said you're going to, I don't know, start tracking again every day this week? And then you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday gets busy, Thursday you say fuck it, and Friday it's like, oh shit, I didn't do another week. If you've ever done that, throw that hand up, put that reaction up there, raise that hand. Don't lie to me. I've done that a million times. I think part of the difficulty in achieving constants is the all or nothing mentality that makes it so challenging to feel like you are capable of being successful. I totally agree. And let's talk about the all or nothing principle really quick. The theory of, all or nothing. If you get a flat tire, the all or nothing approach is like, fuck it, I'm just going to slash these other 4 tires. That's what it sounds like to me. Or parenting. Imagine being an all or nothing parent. I'm an all in parent, but the second that my kid upsets me and I get frustrated and I step away, might as well put them up for adoption. Like, you guys wouldn't do that if you're parents. So why are you okay doing that for yourself, for, your own goals, what you ultimately want to do? So if right now, another theory why I think the all in diet never works is because it's just not realistic. So, prove me right. If you guys think an all in diet looks like no processed foods, eating super clean, eating, hitting a protein goal, hitting a fiber goal, nothing that no nachos, no pizza, no alcohol, pretty much like Whole30-esque. If that's your all in, then you're setting yourself up to fail. Unless you don't like birthday cake, you don't like donuts with your kids, you don't like pizza night, you don't like date night, you're never going to consume another sip of alcohol, because that's going to happen. And a lot of people are like, yeah, but I'll just lose the weight and then I'll figure out when I get there. And the reason that's not going to work is for the same reason. It says all or nothing, because the second that you tell yourself you can't have it, for some reason you want it that much more. So instead of doing this all in approach, where you're like, I got to go all in for the next 6 months. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's only 4 months left in the year. 4 months. On January 2nd, 2023, January 1st, 2023, what did you guys say that you wanted to accomplish this year? And just be honest with yourself. Are you there? I set out on 3 goals. One was to break 80 in golf, and I did that. I do a half marathon. I did that. My last one was to deadlift 500 pounds. And I'm taking a little break right now from that, but I still have 4 months to get my max deadlift up. So to build confidence, and back to the key of this, this live training, if you really want to build confidence, all you got to do is start stacking wins. And what I mean by that is, and this should help the all-in principle, or all or nothing principle too, is, what if it was just drinking water, like hitting a water goal? It was so simple. It was just drinking water, enough for you. Half your body weight in ounces is a typical recommendation. You weigh 100 pounds, you drink 50 ounces. You weigh 200 pounds, you drink 100 ounces. Pretty simple. You weigh 150, 75 ounces. Like, I'm not that bad at math. I'm not that good at math either. But what I want you guys to do is, pick one thing and crush it for the next 30 days. Steps. 10K is a cool goal for most people. Water, half your body weight in ounces. Protein, 0.6 grams to every pound of body weight that you have is a general recommendation that I like to follow. Or 1 gram of pound of desired weight. So if you want to weigh 150, eat 150 grams of protein. That's challenging. But if you do these small things, and you focus and you find the way to do it consistently, you guys are going to build confidence in that arena. And when you build confidence in one arena, it's going to transition to the next one, into the next one, into the next one. And it gets super exciting. And that's when I see everybody making such crazy, awesome progress. The reason that you fail, though, is because you want to do everything all at once. I need to hit a protein goal. I need to drink enough water. I need to get my workouts in. I need to exercise 7 days a week. I need to, wake up at 4:30 and I got to get a 6-mile run in, or whatever the craziness is. The second you can't do anything, you're like, fuck it, I'm out. And that mentality right there is slaughtering your confidence level. Like, how could you expect to build confidence if you never can consistently do anything? You always fall short for yourself. My goal, and I'm going to have more confidence when I drop 30 pounds. Okay, totally cool. But the steps to get to losing 30 pounds, the timeline it looks like to get to 30 pounds down, maybe it's 30 weeks on the safe side, on the conservative side. 30 weeks is over 6 months. Yeah. So if you're expecting to get that done in the next 20 days, like, I'm sorry, it's probably not going to happen. So, be realistic, but also just set up, what is it going to take? Who do I got to become to lose 30 pounds? And if you answer that question for yourself, you're going to have so much more success than maybe you've ever had before. Who do I need to become to get the confidence and the body that I want? Well, to be fair, if I want to get more lean, I need to start doing more things that lean people do. I need to have more days that hit my goals. I'm really good at my hydration. I'm okay at my steps. I could push my steps harder. I could push my steps a little harder. I could not skip workouts, or I could, make adaptations during those workouts. But right now, my priorities aren't in my workouts. They're not in getting more lean. They're trying to impact as many people as humanly possible. And then that's where my focus is. Number two is me, myself, so I can take care of my kids and my wife, my family. That's my order right now. It's when it comes to my goals that I'm setting, at least I should say. Does that make sense? If you guys have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments about building confidence. But the big thing, like when it comes to just becoming more confident, it starts with stacking wins. And if you're never stacking wins, you're going to feel defeated and you're going to feel, like you can't do anything right. And then that's the exact thing that you guys need to push through. You need to, prove to yourself that you're worth it. And I think that's one of the hardest things that you can possibly do, is to prove to yourself that you deserve happiness for some reason. And if you don't feel like you deserve happiness, you need to go to therapy to talk about that first, before even talking about diet, nutrition, exercise plans. You need to go take care of the mindset first. But also maybe that just comes back to the two types of mindsets: the growth mindset versus the fixed mindset. The fixed mindset is, I diet all the time. I fall off of diets all the time. I don't finish diets. I don't finish following through for myself in my workouts. Well, if that's what you believe, how are you surprised when you fall off your diet? When you stop eating clean? When you go in, on one weekend away and it's impossible to get started back on your thing? I want to start Labor Day. Well, Labor Day came and went. If you didn't do what you said you're going to do when the kids go back to school, look in the mirror. And I'm sorry, tonight's a little more harsh, but at the same time, maybe that's what everybody needs to hear, is just a little bit more truth. It's not easy. If it was a super easy thing to build confidence and stack wins and lose weight, we wouldn't have, people wouldn't be obese. It's not because people don't know how to eat. I would bet everybody watching right now knows that a salad with some chicken breast is more, nutrient dense than a Big Mac, or, Jimmy John's or Qdoba or whatever. But for some reason, more people are pulling the trigger on French fries and burgers and nachos and pizza than they are on salads and chicken or tuna or, rice or mixed veggies or whatever. So I would bet that you guys actually have more knowledge and more information available to you, or that you could apply right now. But you're like, if I can't do everything perfect, I'm not going to do anything at all. Or you've tried to do the perfect route, been unsuccessful, and now you feel that's the only way that you're going to see success, which is even worse, because you just proved to yourself that you either married misery when you did it, because you think that's the only way to be successful, or you're not even giving yourself a chance, because you're going to fall off before you even see yourself long enough to get some real sustainable results. So that's all I got tonight for you guys. If you do have any questions, welcome guys who joined the live. But yeah, I think, when we're talking about building confidence, this is what it looks like. And I don't think that should be super scary. And if you think about it, like, how do you get more confident? And so, like, when I go golfing, how do I get more confident when I'm golfing? Well, I have more good shots. How do I get more good shots? I practice that shot. I practice the driver. I practice my irons. I practice my wedges. I practice my chipping. I practice my putting. I put more time into it, and then I expect to get better because I'm putting time and investment in there. Well, if you look at diet the same way, how do you get better at diet? How do you get better at it? Well, maybe you track, you learn, you educate yourself, you find ways to substitute things that you want to eat with things that are maybe a little bit more healthy, that help with your digestion, help with your bowel movements, help with your sleep patterns, help with your, your energy, your mood throughout the day, a more sustained blood sugar. You find out the things that work for you and you have this plan that's amazing. Why would you ever want to stop? I think that's the more attractive route, personally. You find the workouts that make you feel really good. They don't make you feel exhausted, and you actually see progress from them. You build some muscle. Think about it this way. If you have blood sugar issues, what's the best thing that you could do? Is you could build muscle. It literally builds more area that your body can shuttle sugar. So when you eat your high sugary things that spike your blood sugar, it can go more places. So you need less insulin response, less cortisol response at the end. So it all makes sense. It's not the craziest thing in the world to think about. And I hope this is kind of like ringing some bells and kind of making people go, it's not that crazy. So goals, weight loss. To get there, you don't need motivation. You don't need discipline. You do need to be more confident. And confidence derives from consistently taking action, proving to yourself that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. And again, it could start super simple. Just say out loud, I'm going to tie my shoes today. Say out loud, I'm going to get off the couch, whatever it needs to be. And then you do it. And then you get really good at it because you have irrefutable proof. You have a book of irrefutable proof that you are who you say you are. And then who's going to stop that? Who can prove you're wrong? All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome. If there's any questions on how to build more confidence, or if you're struggling with your diet and nutrition plan, drop them now. I'm actually going to end the recording so that nobody needs to watch this extra bit.